Hello, and welcome to the New York State Archives Spring Cleaning Webinar Module Series, a family of short presentations providing overviews of topics related to managing your records. This module's topic is promoting records management. My name is Lorraine Hill, and I will be your presenter. The focus of this webinar is promoting records management. Records management is a key component in the development of your records management program. So today, we will look at the importance and benefits of promoting records management. We will also look at and consider those partnerships that may need to be developed in promoting your records management program. The webinar will also consider other sources or resources for promoting records management and will provide some tips for maintaining support for your organization's records management program over the long term. We will also address where to get help in order to get started or who can help you along the way. Finally, we will summarize our discussion for promoting records management. Now we will look at the importance of promoting records management. First of all, state laws and regulations mandate records management. They define and support your need to have a records management program. Next, it will create a positive partnership with your customers when you have a strong records management program and promote it. In addition, it makes your job easier when coworkers understand what their role in records management is. And it saves time and money for your specific local governments and agencies. Finally, it will help you establish a strong records management program. We will now look at each of these points in more detail. The Arts and Cultural Affairs Law, also known as Local Government Records Law and State Government Records Law, in addition to the regulations of the Commission of Education, are laws and regulations that state and local governments must follow when managing government records. Together, they provide guidance on developing policies and procedures for a strong records management program. The Local Government Records Law defines a local government and defines what a record is. It requires that there be a records management program and a records management officer. Some local governments are defined in the law, specifically towns and villages, where the town clerk or the village clerk is the records management officer. And in fire districts, the fire district secretary is the records management officer. In other local governments, such as school districts, cities, counties, and other miscellaneous governments, the designated or the records management officer is designated or appointed by the chief administrative officer and or governing board. The State Government Records Law defines a record, defines the role of the state archives in appraising, cares for and makes available state agencies' historical records. It establishes the State Record Center and authorizes the collection of agency service fees for state agency record storage. These laws authorize regulations. The regulations of the Commission of Education provide additional details to support the law and help governments meet the legal requirements. Part 185.8 pertains to local governments, and it details the responsibilities of RMOs, covers the issuance of records retention and disposition schedules, provides standards for creating and maintaining electronic records, and establishes eligibility criteria for local governments applying for the Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund grant, among other things. Part 188.8 pertains to state agencies, and it details the responsibilities of state agencies' RMOs. It establishes requirements and procedures for the management and disposition of state agency records, the procedures for approving the disposition of agency records, use of the State Record Center, the use of electronic records, and agency fees for records management services, among other things. These laws require all government officials to take direct responsibility for records management. Some staff may not be aware of the laws related to their record keeping. Informing staff of their participation in records management as stated by the law may encourage their cooperation. And we know that cooperation is key in a records management program. There are very few governments small enough for one person to manage all aspects of a records management program along with their other responsibilities. For more information, the text of these laws can be found on the State Archives page under Managing Records/Laws and Regulations. Promoting records management creates positive interactions with our customers. As local governments, we know that one of the reasons records are established is to provide information to organizations and individuals that we service. When we promote our services to our customers, it, one, establishes confidence and trust in our local government agencies. Two, serves as good publicity for our state agencies or local governments. Three, engenders a positive partnership between our constituents and ourselves. Promoting your records management will help staff understand what their role is in records management. It will help them to understand the importance of why it is needed and why it needs to be created the way that it is. It will help staff understand why it is important to maintain records in an organized manner. It shows them that retention and disposition is important, that filing structure is also important, and finally, that documenting and labeling what they own is equally important. It should encourage staff to work together, which is important if you want your program to be successful. Promoting your records management program will save you time and money. One of the goals for promoting records management is to help your local government or state agency save money and staff time as they go through the daily routine of managing records. This is done by, one, encouraging the department to conduct and maintain an inventory of their records so they know what they own. Two, by encouraging the department to dispose of their records in accordance with the LGS-1 or state agency retention schedule. This will assure that records are disposed of regularly and in a timely fashion. This also reduces the time needed for access and retrieval of records. And three, by encouraging staff to work together. This assures the local governments and agencies that duplicates are not being maintained, that electronic records are created and maintained according to our guidelines, and that staff are communicating to provide the best service for the overall local government or agency. Promoting a strong records management program will encourage a local government or agency to have a closer relationship with those outside entities that create or define records management law for them. For example, the State Archives, the Committee on Open Government, and HIPAA, just to name a few. It also ensures that written policies and procedures are in place for their records. This creates continuity and consistency. The development of policies and procedures are critical for state agencies and local governments. There are many benefits to establishing policies and procedures. They promote program permanence. Developing policies and procedures assures that your inactive records program will succeed you, and putting them in writing assures your successors will have a program to follow. It reinforces uniform practices. A set of written rules can make it easier for staff to participate in records management consistently. Also, documented policies and procedures are useful for training and can make staff turnover and transitions easier and smoother. Finally, documenting policies and procedures prevents impoverished decisions and can protect your organization if your organization's record-keeping practices are challenged. It is important to note policies and procedures establish responsibilities. Adopting a policy for records management can help ensure a program is supported and that staff participate. Note that when documenting procedures, it may simply involve writing out the steps taken to perform certain functions. For example, preparing a box for storage. It is also important to develop a disaster plan for your most important records, since these records may be viewed as the lifeblood of your agency. Now, who should we involve? When promoting our records management programs, it is important to involve key players in order to make it successful. Some of these players are the Records Management Officer, or RMO, management, all staff, and stakeholders. We will now look at these individually. The RMO is usually the cheerleader for records management. The RMO's responsibilities are detailed in the Commissioner's regulations for local governments and state agencies. RMOs oversee and coordinate the management of an organization's records. The emphasis in the law is on oversight and coordination. This means the RMO is not expected to do it all alone, but should know of any important decisions involving records, should play a prominent role in planning and monitoring a records management program. They should maintain a current inventory of the records for your agency or local government. They should help develop and annually review program plans and respond to records disasters. RMOs should work with other departments to educate department staff about their responsibilities and records management practices in general, and to help them use their information more effectively. In turn, individual departments should inform the RMO about the records they create and maintain and work with, and they should work together to retain and dispose of records properly. RMOs can delegate responsibility as needed. For example, instructing or providing staff with procedures on how to prepare records for inactive records storage or disposition. RMOs should continuously promote the program and practice good public relations because their success depends on cooperation with others. RMOs should follow the guidelines provided by the State Archives. The State Archives has guidelines and best practices for RMOs in the form of training, publications, and advice from local government regional advisory offices and from the state agency scheduling services for state agency records. In local governments and state agencies, by law, the RMO is supported by a network that starts at the top of the organization. The Chief Executive Officer and Governing Board and/or management are mandated to support and promote the records management program. They are to help identify the records that are created or used by the local government and ensure their protection physically as well as financially. They are to designate an RMO when not mandated by law, as with cities, counties, school districts, and state agencies. And state agency management is required to notify the state archives of a new RMO. While the state and local government records management laws require that all government officials take direct responsibility for records management, by law, all government staff must, 1, create and maintain records to document the transaction of public business adequately, and to retain records and have custody of them for as long as needed. 2, to destroy records appropriately, that is, according to the state records retention schedules. 3, to pass records on to their successors to maintain the past operations of the office and provide continuity for those operations. 4, to support the work of the RMO in the orderly and efficient management of records. Along with identifying staff responsibilities, we want to make sure that all staff have an input in promoting records management, and that can be done by creating a records management committee. This committee would include representation such as someone from your legal department, definitely someone from your technical or IT department, most importantly, your records management officer, your FOIL officer, maybe clerical staff, and definitely someone from management, just to name a few. Stakeholders, while they have no legal responsibility to promote records management, they make great partners. Governing boards have the ability to spread the word about the positive things that are going on with their records management program. They can promote new initiatives, and they share pertinent information as it pertains to the records of the local government or state agency. When it comes to customers, your customers can be vendors, other agencies, or just the individuals in your local governments or state agencies that may need to create or have access to your records. These individuals can also be helpful because they can provide you with information about their need for certain records, which would and should allow you to provide it in an expeditious manner. They are also able to spread positive information about your records management program and become a part of your cheerleading squad. All the individuals involved in promoting records management should be emphasizing the benefits of good records management and how it can build and maintain a good program. Good records management ensures compliance. Compliance has become one of the most convincing issues in justifying the investment in a records management program. It will emphasize savings in dollars, and it can be shown by conducting a cost-benefit analysis for things like adding staff or introducing new technologies, changing vendors, remodeling a space for record storage, or shared services arrangement. Good records management provides the most value from the information that it collects. For example, indexing records such as your organization minutes can make them invaluable for researching past precedents or projects or studies previously conducted. Good records management improves access and retrieval to needed information. And having information at your fingertips will allow you to better serve your constituents, which in turn is good for you and your government. The ability to be responsive to the public is a good PR tool and is necessary in your records management program. A good records management program supports the state documentary heritage by helping identify, retain, and ensure the preservation of permanent records and records with ongoing historical and other research value. Promoting a records management program is essential for maintaining it over time. These are some things you can do to promote records management. You can have a presence on your government's intranet or location on your shared network where staff can find records management policies and procedures, the retention and disposition schedule, or office retention schedule. You can advertise a program with brochures and posters about records management. You can promote and provide training opportunities in records management. You can share records management updates at staff meetings. Report on records for destruction, changes to your program, and program successes such as grant awards. April is Records Management Month, so you can promote your program by encouraging staff to participate in our State Archives records management workshops and webinars. They're free. You can circulate records management reminders or have a lunchtime training on any records management resolutions or policies your organization maintains. You can also organize a lunchtime training and invite other government or agencies with a records management solution to share, including your regional advisory officer. You may decide to have a records management day when all the departments focus on documenting, disposing, and organizing their records. In addition, you may want to create a records management advisory board that includes key partners within your local government or agency, including the records management liaison. Having an advisory committee will help overcome many of the challenges that an RMO usually has to face alone, because all are invested and no one person is making the decisions. Finally, you may want to host an open house and show off your inactive record storage areas, or show a successful filing system or new records management software. Display items from your archive, and always take pictures of the before and after when organizing your records room. So where can I get help? The key question that a lot of individuals may ask is, where can I get help? Well, one way is to get help within your local government is to assign records management liaisons to each department. Their job is to help coordinate the records for their department and to be your contact person for the records of that department. Talk to other local governments and state agencies. You are not the first person who needs to promote their records. It is good to talk to other agencies or local governments and find out what they did or are doing to promote their records management program. Talk to us at the State Archives. Your first line of defense is to always contact your regional advisory officer or the State Archives Scheduling and Agency Unit to provide you with the help needed to get started and to answer any questions. You can also attend any of our online webinars or workshops to aid in your training for your agency or local government. Finally, we have staff in Albany who are willing to help support us in every aspect or area of records management. In order to contact us, you can go to our website at www.archives.nysed.gov. At that website, you will be able to ascertain any information on records management. Or you can email us at recmanagement@nysed.gov. That is recmgmt@nysed.gov. Our final words. Promoting records usually starts with the RMO. You are the cheerleader for records in your local government or agency. The more excited you are, the more excitement you will generate for your local government or agency. Managing records is the legal responsibility of all public officials. So be aware and inform others of what these responsibilities are. Remember, address all records, regardless of format, from creation to disposition. And remember that there are simple strategies to keep a program going. Promote the benefits of your program and make a point to meet with your regional advisory officer or the State Archives scheduling and agency services. Attend a workshop, receive our monthly newsletter, or check out the State Archives Managing Records page to learn strategies to fit your program's needs. Remember, you are not alone. The State Archives is available to assist you in your role as Records Management Officer or to anyone who is interested in promoting their records management program. Also, do not forget to involve your partners inside and outside your local government or state agency. Remember, promoting records management leads to developing a strong records program, which leads to a positive interaction with customers, making your job easier, saving time and money, and developing strong records management policies and procedures. Please contact us at any time if you have any questions. The staff at the State Archives are here to support your records management efforts. And with that, I thank you for listening.